Hey everybody, welcome to our very first live stream on YouTube. It's MrBookieboo and HeathersBricks. Hey.
Hi.
I hope that we're kind of testing things out today. So thanks for watching and thanks for being a part of this. I'm actually going to say in the comments we're live now because I have no idea how this works. It's really funny. Oh, there it is. All right, it's going live right now. I see it. I think it's delayed a little bit on the actual YouTube. Yeah. But we wanted to test this out because this gives us a lot more capability and it lets us do more stuff, we can do more. We can have more people on the live stream at once. And B, it just gives us a lot more flexibility and options to do cool things. And I'm finally all of our signs and stuff are facing the right way, because on Instagram, we usually live stream on Instagram and everything's backwards. Right? So yeah, so like I said, this is just kind of a dry run today. And so if you guys could, I'd appreciate it if you just let us know how the sound quality is, how things look. If you can hear us okay, I'm wondering if audio is good, because I'm using my little earbud microphone thing, and I know Heather has her AirPods, so we're kind of just testing things out. But we're going to talk about Lego and all kinds of fun stuff as well. So and you guys just feel free to jump in with comments and ideas and suggestions, and this is awesome. So thanks for joining us. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? How was your week?
I'm doing good. It was a great week. I got lots of Lego. I got my modular, which I actually have it temporarily. You can see over here in the city. So I'm pretty excited about that. I got to build the new police modular. I got some of those Harry Potter books. I was only able to get 2 of them. And then I got some collectible minifigures, which actually are kind of in the foreground right here. I know it's kind of small to see, but I have those as well. So I'm super excited. How has your week been? What did you get?
Yeah, well, I posted last night, so it was a great haul that I that I was able to secure on the 1st, on New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day. I should say it was kind of New Year's Eve-ish, but most of them trickled in. I kept deciding, oh, I need to get that too. I need to get this too. So yeah, I got the modular. I haven't built anything. The only thing I actually was able to build yesterday, I built this little set here. The free gift with purchase. It's a really nice car. I really like it. Hopefully we get some more types in that style of car. I really like it. But yeah, I got the modular. Haven't been able to build it yet, and the botanical sets. Oh yeah.
So we're kind of opposites, because I was able to build the modular, but I haven't built this set yet.
Yeah.
But I do think this set. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I think this set is awesome, because this is going to look really, really good, near the diner or in that whole area of town. So I think that's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
Sweet.
Oh, there it is. That's awesome. So, and you said the build actually has some pretty unique, little techniques and stuff. Is it the windshield's inverted? Is that true?
Yes.
I was looking at it on the box, and it looks like it's inverted.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. And so this is the way the windshield was instructed to be put together. I really like it.
Okay.
There were some really fantastic techniques in this build, for putting studs on both sides when you build. So I was really happy with that. I don't want to give any secrets away or anything, but it was nice because parts of the bottom that are inverted, like these 1x2 cheese wedges, whatever we call them, the slopes, they actually are attached, and so they don't fall out. There's no loose part. The only thing that's loose is a little bit of this surfboard here on the side. Just it only has a couple little light is very bright. Sorry, couple little studs here to secure it, but I think it's sharp. The whole build was fantastic. I loved it. So yeah. That
is really cool. So actually we got some comments. Blissbrick Studios says that he missed the car and then tried to get the Harry Potter book, and that was gone too. Oh geez. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. So what we've told other people though, so we usually are live streaming on Instagram on Tuesday nights. So this is kind of a new experiment, and I think our plan is going to be, we're going to try to start to alternate or do something. We're going to figure out, we're going to see how this goes, if this is cool. we'll keep doing this. And we'll figure out a schedule and we'll let you guys all know what we're going to do. But what we said on Tuesday night, we got some feedback because we actually have some Lego store employees that are watching our stream on Tuesdays, and they were saying they actually have stock of those gifts with purchase. So if you didn't get a chance to get the car, if you still want the Harry Potter book, the monster book, check your local Lego store, because supposedly they have stock. And in fact, as of last Tuesday, they were still saying they were getting stock of those that were arriving at their stores. So you can definitely check that, and you can see what what you can find. So try that as a source. I don't know. It might be a good opportunity for you. It might be something good, but check out your local Lego stores and see, because they are, kind of still available. And I'll also point out real quick that I know a lot of sets were like listed as sold out, gone on the Lego shop on the website. Well, some of them are starting to trickle back in as back orderable. So I know like the Tuk Tuk is back in, as you can order it now, and it's going to ship in February. So do check the website, because there are sets that are coming available now and then, and and so just keep checking and keep hoping. And
because that Tuk Tuk said it was completely sold out,
Yes.
and then it went to a back order status. So at this early rate, you might just want to keep some things in your wish list and just check them periodically and see if they're available to add to cart. Even if you're willing to wait a couple months, it would be better than trying to get them on a second market.
Yeah. So I'm just going to catch up some of the comments. So hey, MJ Granzar, thanks for joining us from chilly Orlando, Florida. Is it cold in Florida? It was cold here in California this morning. It was a little chilly. I had the heater on. I don't know. Is there a cold front hitting that side of? How is the weather there where you're at, Heather?
Oh, it's very cold. It's 30 degrees. I don't know what the real feel is, but it's really cold. And I'm in short sleeves, but that's because we have the house all cranked up with heat. And, it's all good to go here.
Oh, that's good. And then Mr. Starbrick says new freezing point here in Amsterdam. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So it's really cold in Amsterdam apparently. And then we just have lots of people saying hi. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. It looks like, do we have a bot in here? Thank you, Sarah Starbricks. Thank you so much for that. Do we have a bot? Where's the bot? Sorry, guys. We're trying to figure out all this stuff, so I'm trying to figure. Hey, did I say? Yeah, let me see. It looks like it cleared up the bot that we had. We had our first bot at our first live stream. That's awesome. 56 degrees and windy in Florida. That's pretty chilly for Florida. I'm like used to like heat and humidity and all that good stuff. So that's crazy. That's awesome. Thanks guys. I really appreciate you guys watching and joining. We're gonna be trying to do more of this type of stuff, more YouTube videos, all kinds of cool stuff. And if you're not already, Instagram's kind of where all the action's at for us, where we kind of post like very, very often and do live streams. So if you're not following me, MrBookieboo, and HeathersBricks, go make sure you give especially her a follow. And because she posts some amazing stuff daily, almost every day.
Yeah, it was pretty slow this week for me. We started back to school after the winter break, and so I work in elementary education. And it was a rough time going back. Yeah. I mean, it was a good, productive week. It just wasn't so much in my Lego scene. So
yeah, that's okay. That's okay though. So, and if you guys have questions about our cities, Heather's awesome minifigure wall, which is behind her, or anything else, just let us know in the comments and we'll be happy to answer your questions. But I do want to talk about a few exciting things that we have. So we have the new modular, and I know we've kind of covered it before, but I want to talk about it on this platform because I think it's really cool. I know you haven't had a chance to build it yet, but what are your initial thoughts on it? Yeah, you have it, you've seen it.
And I've been seeing lots of, like sneak peeks. I call them sneak peeks for me because I haven't built it yet. The donut shop looks adorable inside. I cannot wait to get those details. I think a lot of Lego fans have been screaming for, really great details inside modulars. And I'm one who doesn't, I love the details, but I'm never going to see them after I build them. So it's a fantastic thought. I love the additions that we have extra builds on both sides of the police station. I'm fanatically excited that we have a police station. crime is really going to clean up around my city now. I'm
For
going to
sure.
have areas for my officers that have been wandering my streets to actually go and check in. So it's fantastic. I think that I'm going to be interested to see how it sits in the city. I do see where yours is sitting right now, and I think that you've chosen a fairly good spot next to like the pet shop, one of those smaller like modulars. And but I don't know, how do you feel? Do you think like those 8 wides are kind of lost a little bit?
So yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing. So I feel, there I am. Sorry, I'm getting used to the camera because it's not. It's usually the opposite way I have to do it.
It's very different.
Right?
I know.
It's
I keep
different.
going,
Yeah.
oh, how do I get there?
So yeah, I first of all, I love it. It's like one of my favorites. I really liked the build, was really fun. It went really fast. Sometimes, modulars, they kind of drag on. It's a little repetitive and stuff. This one, I didn't feel it was very repetitive at all because there was always kind of cool little features and stuff. And there's actually a lot of really neat features in this modular that I really like. And I'm not going to spoil the little Easter eggs for you as you build it, Heather, but there's some really cool little like things as you're building. You're like, oh, that's cool, that's really neat, because it really does tells a story. And the instruction manual actually has like comments and commentary throughout it that kind of tells you the different things and like the little thoughts and stuff. So it's really cool. As far as the size of the buildings, yeah, I was a little worried about like especially the 8 wide or the 6 wide on the green side, where the tiny little side, because it's really narrow. I mean, that's like crazy narrow. And then the 8 wide, purple building on the side over here, it's a little small, but it works for what it is. I mean, it's a small little donut shop, so it's it's pretty cool. Let me just see if I can, because I don't have it attached to anything. Let me see if I can just grab it real quick, and I can actually kind of hold it up in front of me.
It seems like that purple one with the white accents and everything wouldn't have been lost as a 6 wide. Would have been harder, but it just seems like maybe the darker. Does it sit back? Does the donut shop sit more prominent, more forward?
So the donut shop sits more forward, as you can see. Do you see that? So it does sit more forward, so it's more prominent from the street versus the little green, which is really, the green building is really not a building. It's just an extension of the police station. It's the jail, and then it's like a closet upstairs. But it looks cool because it's really a different style, and I love this sign. It's all printed, by the way. There's no stickers in the set. So this is amazing, right? But it is really cool. And I just really hope I don't drop it, because that would be sad.
I hope you don't as well. That would be tragic.
I was a little precarious. I felt it going forward a little. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to drop it. Wouldn't that be funny? I could be like an Instagram or a YouTube viral for dropping the modular. But anyways, but no, it is pretty cool. My only concern is that these little side buildings are going to get lost depending on what you put it next to. So for example, like I was experimenting over here, I had put it next to the pet shop because I felt the pet shop wasn't quite as, oh, see, there it goes. Look at that. Almost, the whole thing almost came crashing down.
For a third of it, at least.
Oh, that was a close call. Okay, so so if I get close, if I zoom in on it here, you can see how it is like next to the pet shop. It's not too bad as I knock over a tree. Let's see here. Sorry, this is like, all right.
Those are easily fixed.
Yes, they are. All right, I'll fix that later. I'm just gonna set that aside. Okay. It's easy. It works. The pet shop, that was kind of the first place, because this was the first vacant spot I had available in my city. My city's pretty well full. If I pan around and like kind of dodge the camera, you can see it. I'm pretty well filled up. Now, I know we've been talking separately about like placement and stuff like that, but a couple of ideas that I do have is, and this was one that you actually suggested, was actually putting it maybe next to the diner, because if the diner kind of has that cutout where it has that rounded part of it, and it kind of like almost like an alleyway next to it.
Right.
And so I think if you did put the police station next to that green building, and more importantly, the soaps and suds sign, which I really love, would be more prominent and would show up a lot better. So I think that might be a really good place to put it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then Or another option, I mean, you could put it next to like a smaller modular like the pet shop, and it's not too bad. You can see it. It's just not, it doesn't stick out quite as much as I would like. It's, you know, like the sign part. Or, you know, again, I'm thinking maybe next week we had talked maybe like near the detective's office might be a good spot. You could do it over there. You know, or I don't know where else you might do it. Maybe with the bookshop. I know the official like packaging shows
box
it
art,
next to, yeah, like shows it next to the bookshop. But if I'm not mistaken, it's on the other side. So it's on the side with the donut shop. I don't know. What do you think?
What do you guys think? I like the idea with the alleyway at the diner, and the back of the top of the diner seems like it might be set back just enough to where you could have that the signage show. I really can't wait though until you have that modular lit up, because if you add lights and then you put maybe hopefully there's a light brick or something above the sign to where it will illuminate a little bit, because it looks like there's one, you know, like there for fictitiously.
There are lights. Yes, there are lights like ready to go to light up the sign. Yeah, definitely. Yes.
So I think once maybe once you get that lit up, you're gonna have it won't seem so lost or something in the back. I think that you're gonna it'll make a big difference, I believe.
I think, yeah, definitely. I think that's a good point. Lighting it up, I think, is really going to make a big difference with that. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it is definitely that one section, that one area, that jail area that kind of gets lost. Mine is going to be lost because when you see it in my city, it's going to look like the view I have with yours right now. So you'll see like the donut shop as you're walking into the room versus the other side. I've tried to figure out like maybe how I can change some of my layout so that it would show the other direction. It's just that I kind of had I have an area in my city where it just seemed like I have all the tan modulars. So I don't really want it to be like an entire section of tan modulars. So I'm kind of avoiding that area. So we'll see how it works.
That's actually a really funny, a really good and a funny point at the same time. So I know I do the same thing, and I don't know if you guys that are watching, let me know if you guys do the same thing. So do you, like, I'll try to purposely not put two modulars that are similar color next to each other, because to me it kind of washes out and it just doesn't look right. So I'll have, like, for example, what's a good example? Like, well, there seems to be lots of brown modulars. So like corner garage, I would never put next to like the detective's office, for example. Just because
or the town hall or something.
Or the town hall is a perfect example, right? Because it's just brown, brown, brown. And so I try to mix things up. And that's what really, for me, that makes it really like nice, is all the different colors and whatnot. So it really makes it cool and fun. Excuse me. Yeah. So, so there were some more questions. Let me see. I'm trying to keep up with all this. This is fun.
I did see one that asked if I had a new spot or a final spot for Mr. Gold, and I don't. If you guys have a suggestion, Mr. Gold comes in series 10, and there were 16 other minifigures. So hanging him in the center of, I guess it's this way. This is hard, you guys.
It is. It takes a little while getting used to it.
I think it's this yellow plate here, just underneath or just above my finger, and I'm not exactly sure how to manipulate the 17 on one plate. I would love for him to be on with my minifigure wall, but I'm not really sure. He's just still sealed, not sealed. He's resealed, I should say, back into a little baggie so that he's staying mint condition at this point. Yeah.
And there were actually some questions. Someone wanted to see your minifigure wall and had questions about it. But I know, like, on Tuesdays we love to do field trips, but I know, like, you're on your laptop, and so I don't know how feasible that is right now during our show. But we want to figure out stuff like that, because I want to be more mobile with these, like, YouTube live streams in the future. So if you guys have ideas on that, please let me know, like, how you, because some people, I don't know how they like move around so much. I'm on a tripod with my phone filming, and I'm actually reading comments on my laptop, which is why I keep looking down. But we're just trying to figure out how this all goes. But if you guys have ideas on that, let us know, please.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
Well, and I just, I know I see Shy's here, and Shy time is my time. And he has some really great YouTube videos, and I'm
Yes.
just kind of curious to see whether or not somebody uses it like a portable camera or another type of device hooked up to their computer or something like that. Yeah. So also, I don't know if I still hear your crackling on audio. Probably is coming in through my feed on my side if no one else has mentioned it. So I don't know if I'm crackling or if I'm just hearing it. So let us know how it sounds, how it looks. I know your camera is crystal clear, Mr. Mark.
Oh, good.
Mr. Mark.
Well, yours looks really good too.
Yeah.
So let me know, because I know people said too that the audio sounded really good at the beginning, so that's good. So yeah, let me know, guys, because like I said, this is kind of a test run for us. And hey, Shy Time, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I love your videos, love your content, awesome stuff. And we had some other questions. Let me see. We had a few other things. Oh, cool. And he says we sound fine, so that's good to hear. Audio, everyone's saying audio and video looks good, so thank you guys. Appreciate all the feedback. Blissbrick Studio says the Blue Soaps and Suds was also in another module. Yes, it was. It's actually part of the brick bank, and that's where it first originated in the laundry, which again was part of the storytelling for the Lego like modulars. It seems like the newer ones all try to tell like a story, and it is really cool. I guess it kind of follows on with it's a nice like homage to that set where the bank robbers were using the laundry shop to break into the bank and then like also probably launder the money, right? Right? I don't know. That was a bad pun.
Yeah, let's put that sign on the side of the police station. It's pretty funny.
And people are giving us feedback. So Blissbrick Studio says it uses a laptop camera. Yeah, but then a second USB camera that can move around. Oh, so you could do multiple cameras with this? See, we have so much to learn. MLG Pineapple stream is top quality across the board. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the feedback. So the modular. So we talked about the modular. That's pretty excellent and amazing. Are you guys planning to get the modular? Have you gotten it? I haven't checked online. Is it sold out? Is it available? What's going on with the modular? You know, do we know? Have you heard anything?
I kind of ordered and then I stayed away from the website. I'm going to be headed back there tonight.
Well, yeah, yes. And so, okay, so important Lego news, because we always try to cover it, keep you guys up to date on things that are going on. So tonight at midnight, hopefully, fingers crossed, midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. if you're on the West Coast. Sorry, right, West Coast, yes. You can get the Chinese New Year sets. So I'm super excited for those. So if you guys have seen on Instagram or on my YouTube video updates, so I have this Ninjago land that I've kind of been working on over in this area here. I'm actually revamping my Ninjago land. So I've actually moved. I used to have them on the other side of my layout. I'm actually moving them back over here now so that they are, it's kind of all together. And this was actually from some feedback that I got from you guys over here on YouTube with your comments. And I really like it. And I'm really excited for the Ninjago Gardens, which are going to be for sale later this month, which are actually going to go right next to Ninjago City here. So I've got all that going. And then also, but those new Chinese New Year sets, I'm planning to incorporate into this area as well, which is going to be like fantastic. So I'm super excited for that. But those Chinese New Year sets are going to be on sale tonight at midnight or 9 p.m. West Coast, if you're lucky enough to live on the West Coast. So make sure you get them. And hopefully the website won't crash tonight. I'm hoping. Hopefully they gave more hamsters on the wheel and that little website's just going to go and we'll all be able to get our Chinese New Year sets. Because I'm really
I don't know. We have reminded everyone, and so now they're all going to go buy it, right?
Yeah,
if you don't buy it tonight, it'll be gone.
Yeah, I know. So I'm hoping that they're available. So that's going to be really cool. Let's see what else we have going on here. Only available on back order on the UK Dazzo says. So that's probably for the Chinese New Year. I expect those to be like gone in like 5 minutes. MJ Grandsar, it says he's going tomorrow to get at Disney Springs with the 2 Chinese sets coming out. Said, yeah, so that's good. Oh, and okay, so that's good. Brickford City Fire, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Not available as far as I can tell. I do want it. So the police station apparently is on limited availability. Pancakes for supper. Thanks for joining us. Just got it. Hers still temporary out of stock. So that's good. So people are getting it, but it seems like sold out online, not back ordered anymore. So it seems like it's pretty darn popular, which is very sad. But I'm cautiously optimistic though that there'll be more available because usually it was pretty cool with that, getting stuff available and bringing more stuff back, especially a modular. And I see that where was it? I saw Charlie who says we need more YouTube videos. I appreciate that. Thank you, Charlie, for saying that. I really want to try to do more YouTube stuff because it's really fun and it's different and it's a different medium than like Instagram's kind of where I started off. And so thank you. My intention is to do more live streams like this because these are really fun and interactive, but also to do more YouTube video content. And we're also been subtly asking Heather to do more YouTube content as well because she has her own YouTube page as well. HeathersBricks on YouTube, HeathersBricks on Instagram. Make sure you're following her.
It's been a couple
she has
days
some great
since I've been on there.
It's
I'm
okay,
sorry.
but when she posts, it's a good one. So MJ also asked, can I come to the decision to extend the platform over the train tracks for subway look? So my city is actually kind of in flux right now. There's a very good possibility that I'll be getting a hopefully larger Lego room in the not too distant future. So what I've been trying to do is to kind of keep things, I haven't done a whole lot of like major construction in here because I might be moving to a bigger space soon, hopefully, if things work out. So I have not done that yet, but that is something I want to look at some point once I either decide if I'm going to be in a bigger space or if we're going to continue to be in this space, that I really want to explore like having more of a subway look for part of the trains or just doing something completely totally like awesomely different. So, but I've been kind of kicking around ideas, but until I know the exact space, I'm not going to do a whole lot. So in the meantime, I've been doing like smaller projects, kind of like just the Ninjago land was easy, which is a good point. I just want to bring up real quick. So whenever I build, everything that I build is modular because I'm always moving things around. And so if you keep that in mind, I try to keep everything to fit on 32 by 32 base plates if at all possible, because then it's just literally like a jigsaw puzzle and you can move it around. So even like, for example, all the lights with the buildings, it's all on its own separate like switches and hubs and things. And so I can pop them out. And actually you're going to see, because I'm going to do that with the police station and kind of move things around and see where they fit. So you can definitely do that easily. But if you keep it modular when you build, it makes your life a whole lot easier. Right? And you do that too, Heather. Yeah.
Yeah, I just have the fear of moving things. So so mine just kind of stay where they are for a very, very long time.
Right. That's okay though. That's the beauty of Lego.
I know you say that, and I think, I should have moved it back.
Right? Shai says fear of missing out. Yeah, you know what? Unfortunately, with the current state of, I think it's a combination of people being home and bored because we can't go out to do we can't live our normal lives right now, really, and just Lego being as popular as it's ever been, and I'm also hearing like rumblings that like even like the plastic supply is more limited now, and so there's all these different factors that are creating this perfect storm of like this scarcity of Lego. And you're right, absolutely right. If you don't get it right now, if you're not on at midnight, you may miss out on it. It's crazy. And it's just insane. And I know that Lego is doing everything they can to address their supply issues and to meet the demand for the consumers. I've heard them say that they're really working on it. They're trying their best to provide the products that we all love. But it is like right now, I hate to say it, it is very much like fear of missing out. And if you have to wait and you really want it, don't wait. I hate saying that, but don't, because you might miss out, and then you're gonna have to pay in the secondary market. You're gonna have to pay those crazy prices, which is ridiculous, You're
encouraging everyone to go shop. I knew I liked you for a good reason.
Yeah, right. Oh, Gato Bricks. Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming over here. Okay, so here's a great question for us. Which is your favorite creator expert building, or which is the best currently? So that's a question from Roy. He asked which creator expert building is the best currently. So I don't know if is it our favorite or like what's the best value, and that could be taken many different ways. Roy, so let us know, and I can try to take a stab at because I have a couple different thoughts on it.
What's your favorite? Let's just go with that. What's your favorite, Mark?
Okay, so so I have to say probably my favorite is probably, I hate being on the spot like that.
I know. I
really like Green Grocer. So I really love Green Grocer a lot, which is right over there. I love how it's just the classical look of it. It's an older modular, so it doesn't have much. It has a little bit of an interior on the lower floor. The upper floors are just kind of there's some stuff. It's kind of minimal. I also really love Palace Cinema. is one of my favorites. But Palace Cinema really took off for me once I got the lights for it. You know, it was like, oh, that's cool. But then once I got the marquee with the flashing lights, that's what kind of pushed me over the edge, which in fact, that was the first modular that I got lights for. And so when I got that, it was just like, it was all over. And then I had to light up everything. So what about you, Heather? What's your favorite modular?
You know, it's really awesome that you kind of mentioned those. The Green Grocer, I remember building it and thinking how fantastic it was that there were actually you know, interior parts, because I started with Cafe Corner and then I went right to Market Street, which, you know, is debatable whether it's a true expert modular or if it's just a factory set, but it's in my city. So I included that one. And then I remember how I really did like, you know, having the upper floors and how they were added with pieces with that Green Grocer. It is a fantastic set. And I wouldn't even mind having it as a modified color, you know, for those of you that are still trying to maybe piece it together, just use regular sand green bricks or even another color. I do remember building that Palace Cinema too, and having that actual theater inside was so amazing. So I think the insides of that one was, it's probably my favorite one that's done inside. My favorite modular is the detective's office. I really liked how it was the first one that we got that was kind of dimensional and had like a little additional buildings. It almost just gave, you know, adult fans of Lego ideas on how to maybe piece together some mocks if you don't have a lot of like one color brick, or how to make it, you know, very colorful and change things around. Who thought that like a bright blue part of a building was going to be fantastic in a, you know, downtown city or something. So I do have to say that the detective's office was my favorite. I do love the assembly square. It's just really massive. And I know it was kind of time consuming for me, but I did really, so hopefully that helps answer some of that in your question.
Those are all fantastic sets. I have to say too, with the detective's office, because it doesn't get a lot of love, I feel, you know, it seems like there's always other modulars that get more love, but I also really love the fact that detective's office is kind of almost like 2 or 3 really separate buildings, at least from the facade look of it, which really gives you a lot of depth. And if you guys know, if you watch my YouTube videos, that's something that's really important to me, is because it's really cool. I love the modulars, they're fantastic. But like when I was designing my city, you know, I had this, you know, I just kind of had them in a row because of the uniqueness of this room that I'm in currently. It's basically a really long, skinny rectangle. And so for me, all I could really do, and the fact that I love trains. So I had a double problem of I wanted trains and modulars. And so I was really limited with the space and how deep I could go with the depth. And so what I did is I actually started doing facades, like, you know, like in Hollywood, like they have those fake buildings at Universal Studios. And so that kind of gave me that little bit of depth. But detective's office was what kind of kicked that off for me, because it was this multifaceted building, whereas like with Green Grocer, it's just a flat, you know, giant building, which is awesome and cool. But I love the buildings, and now even the police station, right? So the police station has this like built-in depth to it. So you're not just looking at like this flat front building like Town Hall, which is right next to it, right? And it really adds a lot, I feel, and it's really amazing. So it's really cool. So we had a few other questions. I was keeping up on this. I'm trying to keep up on this. This is awesome, guys. Thank you. So Daz asked, do if I have Mos Eisley to go with Jabba's Palace? Yes, I do. So Mos Eisley is actually, I haven't figured out where I'm going to put it yet. And again, this is one of those things where I'm hoping if I get a little bit more space in my next Lego room, that I could actually do like a Tatooine kind of like table. I think that'd be awesome, because I have Jabba's Palace. I have the cantina. There's also a lot of other Tatooine type things I'd really love to do that I haven't had a chance to yet. So yeah, I do have that. That set is fantastic. Mos Eisley Cantina is like in my top 3 favorite Lego Star Wars sets. Millennium Falcons being number 1, the Death Star number 2, and well, other Lego rumors. So how about that Death Star? Over 12,000 pieces. What's up with the sets? They're getting bigger. Like it's like we had the biggest set ever, and then we had the Coliseum was the biggest set ever, and now we have a new rumored Star Wars set's going to be the biggest set ever. They just keep one-upping themselves. It's crazy.
Well, I know they keep raising the prices on sets that are about the same number count. So at least they're adding number count to, piece count to those larger sets that you've been collecting.
Right. Brickford. Let's see. I'm sorry. I got to go back up. Boy, this is cool. Brickford City Fire says the Palace Cinema is his favorite as well.
Yeah.
Oh, the Roadplay. Shy Time. Good one. The Roadplay. Okay, so the whole Roadplay thing, we can talk about that. That's a fun one too. So the Roadplay, let me just touch on the people that had said which ones are their favorites. So Daz says Green Grocer. We built Green Grocer with sand blue. I think that's great. Sand blue is a fantastic color.
Yeah.
And I think that would look really, so it's more like Blue Grocer instead of Green Grocer, right? I think that's awesome. It works.
I like it.
Yeah. Cosmo Candy says the diner is their favorite. The diner, the diner's grown on me, I have to say. I wasn't too keen on it at first, but it's definitely grown on me. Assembly Square Pancakes says Assembly Square is fantastic, but I really, really hope that Lego comes out with another like 1.5 plate sized modular at some point so that we can balance everything out. Because right now the force is horribly out of balance because you're odd on one, like however you do it, you're odd with that one.
Whatever,
that 116 wide, you're odd.
I do really like the pet shop, how they did the brownstone in the pet shop and how they were separable, and then the same thing with the bookshop. So I think that was like that was a win with Lego, so you could rearrange.
Bliss Brick Studio, we're going to talk about the road plates, Shy, just a minute. Bliss Brick Studio says, though, that he had heard that it might be an AT-AT for 12,000 pieces. That would be insane if that's the case. I can't believe that would be crazy. Scruffy's here. Hey, Scruffy. Thanks for hopping over. That is insane if that's true. And I've seen, I know Cave God, he's around on different media platforms. He's built a UCS AT-AT that it looks like it literally came out of Lucasfilm's like studio workshop, and it's completely it's incredible. It's completely out of Lego. It's amazing.
Right.
That's the first I'd actually heard of that though. So we'll have to closely watch and see what it pans out. Is it going to be a Death Star? Is it going to be an AT-AT? It's going to be like $800, whatever it is. So it's going to be a wallet breaker, or a you're gonna have to hide that one from our spouses for sure, right?
As if January hasn't already been a wallet breaker for them.
Right. But let's talk about the road plate situation. So as you guys may all know, Lego decided this year they're gonna come out with brand new road plates. Now we've had the old road plates for what? 20 years, 15 years? It's been forever.
It's been a long time. Yeah.
So, and the traditional road plates, 32 by 32 with roads and a little like studded sidewalk, and they come in straight pieces, T-pieces, junctions, four-way junctions, and curves. And that's what we've had the same format, at least since as long as I've been an adult fan collecting Lego. So it's been at least now 14, 15 years. And it's probably even longer than that they've had those road plates. I like those. They're cool. It's nice because, again, in my like geometric brain of I work in 32 by 32 squares. And so it works for me because I can mathematically figure things out. And then this year Lego decides, hey, we're going to come out with some new road plates. Now, I know, Heather, you actually got some of those.
Yeah, I did.
Do you have any handy? Yes, she's got them. So they came out with these new road plates. They're, what are they, 16 wide? If I'm not mistaken, they're 16 wide. Is that right, guys?
Yes.
She's going to grab one. She actually got a couple different sets of them. Okay, there we go.
I did. So, I haven't opened the larger sets. I did get the skate park.
Yes.
Before New Year's, because I found a store who wasn't following the
guidelines.
So, yeah.
I know.
So I built it and then I bagged it up because I really do like the roads. I'm not going to say I'm not a fan. I purchased all of the sets except for the road set. I have the family house. Is that what it's called? The family house or whatever?
I think it's the family house. Yeah. I think that's what it's called. Yes.
It hasn't arrived yet, but I purchased the skate park, and this is part of it that it's still assembled in my bag here. I'm just going to show you.
Yeah, that's okay. So it's interesting. I think I'll just say off the bat, I think it's an interesting concept. I don't know if I'm going to switch. I'm seeing some people now, they're really starting to like do things with them. I know like AFOL man, he's actually, it's reinvigorated he used the Lego for a very, very long time, and he kind of took a little break and has been doing like some other stuff with RC cars and die-cast cars, but it actually reinvigorated him, and he's actually rebuilding a small Lego city using the using these new road, I don't know, they're not plates, they're road tiles, road bricks. I don't know what
they look like
what
plates.
yeah.
They do look like plates compared to what we've been using, because the ones have been base plates, and this is actually the size of. I'm really off here. Sorry with the camera, guys.
That's all right.
This looks like it's a plate with a tile on top. And it does have some printed tiles with it. These are 2x4s that have stripes down the middle, at least in this set. There are some that are just solid gray that come with some of the other sets. There is like in this one, there's a section where you can add ramps. I think this set comes with 3 of these. So this was kind of nice. But they're very sturdy. They have holes underneath, kind of like Technic here, so that you can pop out the different tiles that you might put in. Underneath here, this one has jumpers. This is actually a 2x4 nugget jumper, which has 2 jumpers in the middle. So I think that's like a fairly new piece for us.
That's a printed, what, 2x4 tile, right? The stripe.
Hang on a second.
Hold on, you like
now I have music playing.
Yeah,
don't know what happened
you went quiet for a minute. There, you're back now. You're back. Are you there? Can you hear us, Heather?
No. Hang on a second.
She's playing music. This is cool.
No, it's not. It's not really good. I didn't plan on this, and I'm not sure why it did.
Hey, this is why we're practicing. This is a dry run. Okay.
Okay, so I got a message and my watch made a sound, and then all of a sudden music started playing, and it was nothing. I chose. So sorry.
Cool. Okay, so.
Okay. So,
yeah. Okay, cool. We're good. All right.
I think so. So these little tiles pop out with possible lightsaber. Let's see, what else could you use? Like another little bar or something to pop them out.
I was going to say, how easy is it to pop those out? But there's holes in the bottom, so you can push them out. Because otherwise, that'd be pretty impossible to get out those tiles once you put them in like the middle section.
So
okay.
If you use like a bar or something, and put them inside, press a little bit, and then they're loose. So.
Hey. One Brick at a Time is here. Thanks for joining us. Bricking it. Yeah. So, and we're getting comments so there's actually 2 different sizes of these roads. There's 16x16 and there's 16x8 pieces as well.
Oh, good. Okay.
So I don't know. You must have that with your bigger set that you have.
Probably. I can grab those sets too.
No, that's okay. Yeah, you're good. So yes, and Daz says you can make an elevated highway with these. So yeah, I'm actually intrigued by these. At first, when I saw them, I have to admit, I was like, yeah, I'm not interested because I'm so heavily invested in road plates. I mean, if you look at my city, so I use the old road plates like everywhere, and that's what I've always used. And to me, it was a natural extension of what I was trying to do in my city, and that's how it was. But now that I've seen these, and now that I've seen like Heather show me these a few times, and I've seen what a few other people are starting to do with them, I'm like, hey, there might be some good like elevated roadways. Another option is you could actually take these because they're not 32 wide, they're only 16 wide, and the modulars all have sidewalks. So you can actually, if you're working in a tighter space, you could actually like do more with less, because how big do the roads really need to be? How big do your sidewalks need to be? Okay, so there it is. So you got that.
So
that's cool. Yeah.
I think that in this town center that they're probably longer when they have the crosswalk.
Okay.
Because you still get the 16x16, so that's probably where it's a little bit longer right through here in this area.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, but I got it because I'm kind of partial. I don't know. I have a love for city sets. For some reason, I love the town centers that they put out, even if they're kind of junky.
Yeah, I love that set. Is great. Yeah.
I love this yellow car here. It's and this one has a few. No, this one does not. The other one that I showed you, or maybe it's the modern house.
So just real quick, bring back
characters. Yeah.
Yeah, could you just bring back that other set real quick? The other one, the one you just had, the one with the small
The one you like.
Yeah, the one I like, the one I want to get. So I just want to point out, because we get a very common question that I get asked, we get asked all the time on our show and just around, is, I'm just starting out with Lego. I don't have a lot of money. Totally understandable. And, it's hard to get started because Lego is a very, very expensive hobby. But I just want to point out, so a set like this that Heather's holding up is a fantastic way to start off if you're on a limited budget. You have like 3 shops in that set. Is there 3? I think there's 3 in that set, right? There's 3. Yeah, you have 3 shops. You have a couple of vehicles. You have a bunch of minifigures, and you can start off with a fantastic small little town with just that little bit. And it even has roads now, so you don't even have to go out and buy road plates. You can start with that.
I really think the road plates are great for playing on the floor and bridges.
Yeah, definitely. But that's like a set like that, and then what you can do is, there's no backs on the buildings. They're only one story. They're a little basic with the way they're designed, but that set lets you start, and you can easily add on to those, make those buildings bigger, add more detail to them. And then like this set, that set she's holding up, that's actually perfect. So that building on the bigger building, the one on the not the car wash, but the one so so that is again, so that's an example of like it's slightly bigger, so you just add a little more to it, you make it a little bit more fleshed out. Now the next evolution of that I see is like the Creator 3-in-1s. So they have those Creator 3-in-1 sets that where they're like the different, I don't even know what the current ones are. I know they have the Beach House, that's the new one, right? The Beach House is the new one that's out now. But they have those 3-in-1s that they've come out with over the years. My favorite was like the deli. Do you remember the deli? That one?
Yes, that's one. That's a really great one.
They have like the toy shop. These are small sets. They're not that expensive. I mean, they're, it's Lego, but they're not like $200 for a single modular type expensive. So you can start with those, and you can build some pretty amazing things with those, and you can build a really nice city. And then as you go, you just slowly kind of add on. So I just wanted to throw that out there and mention that to people that, you can build amazing things on a limited budget with just, what's available in these sets. And these new sets with the roads, I think, are fantastic sets for that. And I plan on, in fact, on getting some of those to add to my city. Those smaller, I love those. I'm a sucker for those small shops. Whenever they come out with those sets, I'm all over that. Except for the one that's out this year with the tram. That one I'm not a fan of.
I know. I've been hearing you say that, and you've talked me out of pulling the trigger on that one for a few times, and I still think that it's on my wish list. I think even though it resembles some other parts that we already have, and it's just one of those, I still need to pull the trigger and add that to my collection.
You're going to be the only one that has it, and then it's going to be worth like $8 million down the road.
It'll be like worth $20. It'll be worth like $20 more, because it's just one of those city sets,
Right. But usually previous ones, I was always buy those. They're called Town Center, or they're called those ones. They're more expensive, but they come with like a lot of cool buildings and figures and vehicles and all that. Those are really cool sets. So I'm just just saying. So back to roads. I'm sorry. Let's go back to the roads. So you were showing us the road plates and the sets. Now, do you have any plans to use them in your city?
No, I don't really. I'm going to support the roads if they are completely switched out. We can't buy any of the other roads, the base plate roads or anything. So fortunately, I don't need any at this point. I haven't switched over my city to need additional anything that I don't have. So I am going to support it because I think they're really fantastic for playability purposes. If you have young children who like to, set up and then it's cleanup time and you got to like put it back in your big tub or whatever, I think they're going to be fantastic to connect and rework the city and kind of, build again. So as Lego's trying to, rebuild the world, and you rebuild your city every time. I also think it's going to be great structure to use to make bridges or passovers, that type of thing. I am not that educated yet on Lego building passovers, but they look like, since they have the support structure underneath, they have those, they're going to be stackable. So I think that it'll be easier to work with those.
Definitely.
So,
now, I know that so there are ways to work, because they're thicker, right? Can you show us an edge-on profile of your road?
Yes.
New road. So they're thicker. And are they, if I'm not mistaken, they're like the equivalent of like 2 plates thick, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
They're a plate and a tile thick.
A plate and a tile. Okay,
And
so they are quite a bit thicker than normal. So, but you can, if you want to use them like with your modulars, for example, you can easily just put plates underneath the modular, which, you know, kind of adds up in cost, but you could, and just put them on there loose. And then you actually get a nice effect where the road is here and then your sidewalk is like a nice little curb. And it makes it like perfect. Now it's loose, so if you're like prone to bumping into tables like I am, you know, things might shift around a bit, but you can easily do that, you know, for not too much of an effort, and it looks really good. So that's one
so
option.
When you say that you're going to put, or that you can put a plate underneath your modular, are you talking about another base plate, or are you talking about
I'm talking
regular,
about regular plates? Yeah, a base plate might work, but I don't think it's going to boost it up enough. But if you do a regular plate, then it's almost like it looks really good. I know I've seen
the road is still going to be taller than the base plate and a tile, but
yeah, the sidewalk will be higher than the road plate at that point, which is how roads are. You know, you have the sidewalk and is up higher on the curb.
Oh, I see. I see what you mean. Yeah. I'm just gonna have to try it out. See what I think. I don't know.
You'll have to try it out.
I'm not excited because I have my 32. My tables are, you know,
right, I know.
Well, and then I'm like, what do I do with the extra spot? And they're not like supplementing with 16 by 32 plates that I can easily buy or something too.
This is true, yeah. So there are good options though, and I know that it's like there's different things, you know. So it's just it's a nice option. It's a nice tool in the box. I'm going to be very curious to see if it actually if it's a success, because I know that I had heard Lego. It's this kind of they're experimenting. They're trying this out to see if it catches on, to see how people respond to it. Now, it'll be interesting to see by next year if we get like a second wave of these sets, that, or maybe in the summer, if there's another wave of them. Because that'll be the tell if it's going to be a thing or not, or if we're going to go back to
right. I know Shy Time has mentioned making us all get into Mills plates. Yes, those are fantastic. So, I really wish Lego just made, you know, 32 by 32 plates instead of base plates.
Yeah, so some of you might be wondering what a Mills plate is. So I actually have a couple here, as luck would have it, right? So Mills is modular interlocking Lego system, I think is what it's called. But it's basically
a lot of money. It's a lot of extra money.
It's a lot of. It should be called money. Money invested in Legos. Yeah. So basically what it is, instead of building on just a flat base plate like you have, and I'm sure someone in the comments will tell us what exactly it is. So, you know, you typically have your base plate like this, right? So, and you just build on it and you have fun and let's call it a day. So Mills is actually really cool because it actually allows you, this is an example of a Mills plate. So the idea is it's interlocking. So there's little Technic bricks, so you can lock them all together with pins. And so it's basically a base plate with a brick and then a plate on top of it. So it's taller. Now, the really cool thing about it is that if you look, for example, you can do some really cool texturing. So this was my old beach that I took out that I'm rebuilding. But instead of just being a flat beach with the water, you can see there's a lot of, see how it's textured and see how it slopes upward from the water. So that's the advantage of the Mills technique, is it's really good for transporting too, because it's ridiculously sturdy, because base plates can be kind of flimsy, and depending on what you're building on them, you know, they can weeble and wobble and fall down. So the Mills really gives you a lot of strength, and it's really awesome. So I've experimented with it a little bit. Now, I just will caution though that it gets ridiculously expensive depending on what colors you wanted to do. Now, for example, like I wanted to Mills my track for my trains. I have them ballasted, which was a whole, you know, wallet busting endeavor in itself. But I really wanted to do the Mills underneath the ballast, because then you can do little like trenches and like cutouts and drainage ditches and all kinds of cool stuff. But I ended up not, because the cost was astronomical, because green plates are really expensive on the aftermarket. Who would have thought? The green plates are expensive in general, like the big ones, but the green plates especially for some reason are really expensive. So I was looking at, you know, $50 to $70 per 32 by 32 base plate to do it. And I have, you know, 20 train track plates. So, I mean, you can go from there. The cost was just like astronomical. Now, I wanted to get to a question that we had earlier, that we had one of the questions was if we buy multiples of the sets for fleshing out. And I think it was more in reference to like those smaller sets with the unfinished buildings. So you can buy multiples to make them like a bigger building. So, but I think it's a bigger, larger question. And you guys that are watching, like chime in too. So when you buy, do you typically buy just one? Do you buy two? Do you buy one to open, one to save? Do you buy 15? I mean, it's how do you guys? What do you, Heather? What about you?
Yes.
And these are all our dirty secrets, right?
All of the above. I'll tell you that basically, if I'm as of right now, I'm a collector. Basically build. So whatever I purchase, I try to find that I have a need for it, either currently or futuristically in my city and my layout, or something that might entice me to change later. I currently just started building some sets that I just opened that I've had since 2009. Because I know that I wanted some fresh look in my city, and I'm creating a new area right now. So I purchased them early on, and now saving them after some time, not planning to sell them is what I'm getting at. Then I went ahead and opened them. So had a couple people shocked that I opened such, highly sought after sets, that I could have sold for, nice car payment or something. But anyway, when I typically buy things like modulars, I only buy one because I know I'm going to build it and I'm going to display it. And just storing Lego just to have, or just to like, oh, I could sell it one day isn't my thing. I know a lot of us do buy Lego for an investment and to, either help someone else out to get, or to, line your pocket with some extra green. So I buy typically like when they're 3-in-1 sets. I'm a huge fan of 3-in-1s. I like to buy 3 of them because I think that I might like all of the builds. Like the pirate ship that just recently came out over the summer, the 3-in-1 pirate ship. I bought 3 and probably could have had 6. Whether you have a fleet of 3 ships, or whether you use it for parts pack, or something like that. Also, that deli was a fantastic set to get multiples of. And if any of you follow me on Instagram, you know that I have a fantastic like beach setup that I take for shows, and I've used a 3-in-1 set there, and I have probably purchased a dozen of those. So, and it's not something that wouldn't be hard to recreate. It's just if you can get a 3-in-1 set for you used to be able to get them for like $30-ish. Now we're talking for like 50 and up. But just to have all those parts, it's fantastic. So some of them I'll buy just to have the parts, or to be able to mock myself, and it's easier that way than trying to find the brick somewhere else.
Definitely.
How about you? What do you think?
Yeah, so I echo your sentiments exactly. For me, I don't typically buy Lego to invest, although I read an article, it might have been in the Wall Street Journal somewhere, that actually Lego has actually been like outperforming gold lately, which I'm like, okay, well, good, right? If only I could part with my Lego, I could, be like the next Bill Gates or something. I don't know. No, not even close. But you know what I mean? But I typically don't buy to invest. I buy for the love of the hobby and for the passion behind it, because I love to build. And it really depends. Like some things I'll buy multiples of if it's a great parts pack, because there's certain sets that are fantastic for like pieces that I need for projects. And so I will buy multiples. It really just depends. But like modulars, I just tend to buy one because I just want one and that's it. But then other things like Creator 3-in-1s, or like Harry Potter sets, because I'm still trying to work on my larger scaled Hogwarts. And that I will definitely buy more than one if it's out there and it's something that I like. Just a
like
quick
cars,
thing.
different things like that, or something
Yeah,
that maybe has something in it that you want.
Or if it's 501st battle packs, and Shai will back me up on this, then that's no limit.
You're building an army, or somebody else mentioned TIE fighters. I'm like, you need more than one
or TIE fighters, right? If it's TIE fighters or X-wings. I mean, I've probably got about 6 X-wings in various states of repair. Like 5 snow speeders. It just depends. I did want to mention. So Connor actually says that one of the advantages of the new road plates is that you can actually do 2-lane, 4-lane roads,
Yeah.
like two-door, two-lane construction.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to do that now, which is a fantastic, addition. If you want to make a highway, if you want to do bigger roads, you can do that. So it does have more flexibility. So I think,
so Brickford
again,
City Fire mentioned that, right? Is that your
Connor mentioned that, but Brickford did too. Yeah, with the layering and stuff. Yeah, as well. That it's easy. So Brickford City Fire says it was able to easily fix the height issue by add 2 layers of plates to the buildings. So there's one plate. There's a 1 plate height curve. Okay, so it's 2 layers of plates to the modulars. Okay, so that's good to know. So that's good. I thought it was just 1 plate, but he did 2 plates, so he had even more height on his curb, which I think is great. And I think that makes sense. See, that's a fantastic addition. So, Shy Time likes your earrings. That's awesome. See?
Thanks. They're from Brick Crafts.
So she has some awesome stuff with that. Let's see here what else we have for comments. Mills plates, people are talking about. Annabelle's here. Hey, thanks for joining us. Annabelle does amazing mosaics. So if you want, make sure you check her mosaics out because they are incredible.
She's quick. She's like produces those like.
And she cranks them out. I know. I don't know how she does that so quick.
I don't know how she has time to do a puzzle and also a mosaic.
Yeah, and Green Guitar Guy is here too. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
Yeah, and he's saying Mills gets expensive really quick. Scruffy's only built multiples of TIE Fighters. Since there's so many variants, this is very true. And plus, TIE Fighters are so squishy and they blow up so easily, right? I've
never seen only one TIE Fighter chasing someone at a time. So
Lego, and then Annabelle, I agree. Annabelle says Lego is to open, build, and play. Absolutely, that's my thing with it. It pains me when I see, and I know people do different things, and whatever is your passion and whatever, if you want to make a business out of this or whatever, good for you. But to me, it pains me when I see,
I'm always the type of person who's looking for a brand new set. So if you have a brand new set, and I would pay money because I don't have to worry about teeth marks or dust or parts missing or hair in my set that comes from someone else. So I'm happy to pay a premium price.
But I love when it's like available to all. You know what I mean? That's, to me, it should just be available to everyone who wants to buy it. It should be made available and it should be played with. I agree with you. I think that's kind of the thing. And thank you. Your MOCs are amazing. Thank you. And let's see, it's hard to keep up on that. The chat's like moving along here. It's crazy. Connor asked, where did I put the police station? So I haven't decided yet. So for right now, it's over here. But that's not where it's probably going to end up long term. That was the next available space in my city, and so that's where it is. Now, I'm actually thinking, and we were talking about this earlier, and if you guys have ideas, please let me know, because I don't know. But I know Heather had mentioned that she thinks it would look good next to the diner, which is right, oh, there it is, see? So next to the diner would be really good, because the diner has that little cutout on the side, where it's kind of like an alleyway and where the sign wraps around. And the reason that'd be good is because the police station has this really tucked back little sand, I don't know, you probably can't even see it, it's so tucked back there, but that sand green like building on the side. And I don't want it to feel like this claustrophobic little alleyway. I want it to be like open, and especially want to be able to see that nice Soaps and Suds sign, which you can't really see, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to experiment. So long story short, I'm going to experiment. I'm going to try a few different things, and I'm going to see what I can come up with, and I'm going to see what I like the best, and that will, we'll see. So I'm going to be posting my journey. I'm going to be posting the travels of the police station throughout the city as I move it around. And so you guys can chime in and give me feedback and let me know. Now I know, Heather, yours is, you plan to put it on the edge of your town as well, right? You've kind of
that's kind of where I have available space at this point. Right. So whether or not modulars are going to be moved around and rearranged is something different, and I'm open to that. So when I say I think it looks nice or it should go next to your diner, it's not necessarily in that corner. I just think that the open alleyway next to the diner makes it very convenient for prisoners to escape from jail or something. I'm kind of going along with that little story too. So it's kind of like that little scary dark alleyway, and maybe, I don't know. Right. So it kind of it seems whimsical and fun, and it does open up that area so that you can actually see the setback of the smaller builds on the side. So yeah, we're gonna see. I hope to start. Maybe I'll crack that set open this afternoon. Work well into the night because I'm gonna have to stay up anyway. So
that's right.
occupied till midnight. I'll set a timer so that I don't get too involved in the build.
Right, and miss it. Yeah, don't miss out on tonight. Yeah, Chinese. What we're talking about is Chinese New Year sets tonight come out. So midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific, hopefully. So make sure if you want those sets that you're online and get them, because I have a feeling they're already sold out in the UK. We've heard they're going fast, and with the way the supply is with Lego right now, if you want those, I would jump on them and don't wait. Now, some of the other retailers have been having them pop up sooner. I hear there's a gift with purchase though with this, possibly maybe. So if you want to wait for Lego to try to get the gift with purchase, wait for the Lego sale. But if you do look around, they are starting to pop up. I know Walmart had not the big set, but the smaller one, like with the wall with the snow. They had that on the website. I don't know the availability right now, but they did have it earlier in like a couple days ago. They had it available for sale. So they are out there. And so actually Mike says that he's starting his own city. So congratulations, that's awesome. And he made sure he's checking out the new road plates. Now, do we know, are the old road plates still available, or are they completely sold out? I haven't looked.
Online, they've been sold out. So I don't know if they're sold out or if they're temporarily. I can't remember if
even from like third-party sellers though. Like, does Amazon still have them? Do we know? I don't know.
I don't know.
I haven't checked, so I don't know. So you might. Yeah. So if you're starting off, you might be limited to just that. I don't know, but it's, again, I think there's a lot of flexibility with those, and we'll have to see. And Brickford just clarified that you can do one plate layers with the new road plates with the modulars, but he thinks that it looks better with two road plates. So I'll have to experiment with that.
With the height, with the height of the block and the side.
Yeah, totally. That makes sense.
I agree with you.
Lego D17 buys multiples of trains to expand them. I agree with that. I love Lego trains. I have many Lego trains that currently don't run because the track isn't connected in the back, but we will fix that eventually. But I do love the Lego trains, and they are sometimes, like with the passenger trains, it's good to get multiples so you can make a full consist of the train, with the all the different cars and stuff like that. So there are some cool things. Okay, so Joe,
Amazon has road plates available. Yeah. You're talking about the Joe Hall says that.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, thank you, Joe. So if you do want the old road plates, Amazon still has them, so that's good to know. And then Scruffy, how are you again? I said hi to you earlier, but I saw you commented, so that's awesome. Thanks for joining us. Brickford City Fire says, I saw a press release from Lego somewhere they stopped production of the old plates. Now, that's an interesting thing, too. I've heard different things. Oh, Rooster, thanks for joining us. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Now, I've heard different, so the base plates are a really interesting thing, like the 32x32 ones, because what I've heard is that they're actually produced in an entirely separate factory from like the main Lego bricks, which doesn't make sense because it's an entirely different thing. And that they actually have been having some kind of production issues with them, or some weird stuff has been going on. So maybe that has something to do with this whole road plate switcheroo thing too. Although I don't know, it'll be really interesting to see if Lego comes out with larger 32x32 plates. Could you imagine the cost on those? Oh my gosh. But it would be interesting to see if are the modulars going to stay on the 32, because they don't really use base plates for much anymore aside from modulars, right? Can you think of any other sets that have a base plate, modern sets?
I'll say some of the pencil cases actually have the thinner base plates inside of
them.
There you
go. Okay.
even the play sets that you get with the big tubs and how they look like Lego bricks don't really normally have that base plate in them anymore. Yeah. They're having plates included in them if you have a set to do with one of those. So I don't really notice a lot of the base plates anymore either, except with the modular systems. Yeah.
Hey,
and even the 3-in-1s are using regular plates.
Yeah. So Missing Bricks, thanks for joining us, and thank you for subscribing. So actually, that's a good point. If you guys aren't subscribed, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on future. We're going to be doing more of these live streams in the future. And make sure you subscribe to HeathersBricks YouTube page and Instagram as well. And thanks for joining us. We're just kind of having fun talking about Lego and just all kinds of cool stuff. And this was just kind of a dry run of the YouTube side of things. We've been doing Instagram live for a while now, but we wanted to try out YouTube because it's a lot more flexibility here. We want to start bringing on more like guests to like speak at the same, so we can have multiple people talking. And it just seems like it's a cooler platform where you can do a lot more, where Instagram is really kind of limited in what you can do. So thanks for joining us.
Welcome, Kaz.
Yeah, so thank you guys. Thanks, Gary. Thanks for the kind words. Blockhead UK, thanks for joining us. It's Kaz, right? Kaz, so I'm glad you could join in. See, it's awesome. And so Kaz, thank you. Kaz actually recommended the software that we're using. So thank you for that. And Kaz does amazing micro creation. She does amazing all kinds of stuff. She does amazing micro creations. And Kaz was actually the one that I was referring to earlier, because she actually did a review on the new road plates with the modulars and how to, how they look next to each other and how the spacing works. So thank you.
Yeah, now is that on YouTube?
I believe it's Blockhead. I believe it's on Blockhead UK's YouTube. And yes, Kaz, we are facing the right way. I know you commented on that, and the only funny thing is with this is I'm still getting used to moving because now the camera's flipped, and so I keep moving the wrong way to go. So I'm slowly getting used to it though. Yeah, or when I point, I'm pointing this way and I meant that way. Like when I pointed at Heather, see, I just pointed, I meant this way, which is really funny. But yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, and Mike, yes, HeathersBricks is HeathersBricks, all one word, on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere, and it's MrBookieboo everywhere as well. So you can, we're
thank
easy
you
to
for
find.
asking.
Thank you very much. Yeah, appreciate it. Brickford Fire, you really like the YouTube format. I do too. Instagram Live was cool. Excuse me, but it is kind of clunky, and you can't do as much with it. I mean, it's great, but it's just more limited. So I'm really enjoying this format. It's really cool.
Kaz, Blockhead UK mentions real quick before anyone leaves, the review of the road plates was for New Elementary's website. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So we'll go to the actual website, and I think that's linked in their Instagram account, and probably just newelementary.com. Yes.
Definitely. So yeah, so if you go to newelementary.com, you can check that out, and and see all the details for that. So it's just really cool. So so we talked about the modular, we talked about road plates, we talked about building cities, collecting cities. What else?
Shopping.
Shopping. Yeah.
The shopping we did, the shopping we're going to do. Yes.
This is going to be a brutal month. So don't forget, again, tonight, Chinese New Year sets, if you're in the States. Hopefully midnight tonight. Hopefully the website doesn't crash. And then we have Ninjago City Gardens coming out later this month on the 14th.
4 days
from now. Oh my gosh, 4 days from now? So 4 days from now, Ninjago City Gardens. And then that's it. And then I'm done for like months.
And I can't open the website or look at anybody else's social media because I'll be like, oh, where did you get that?
Right? Yeah. I know. Right. So, but it's an exciting time for Lego fans because there's so many cool things coming out. I wanted to mention, the minifigures, the collectible minifigures. Now you, Heather, of course, if you look over Heather's shoulder, you will see the most amazing, over that shoulder, the most amazing thing. So she actually has all the collectible minifigures, pretty much all of them. And
I do have all of them, all the blind bags.
So she has them up on this amazing display. It's hard right now. We're gonna for future shows, we're gonna try to figure out mobile camera angles to go more mobile so we can show you guys in more detail, but I just wanted to point that out. But if you go on her Instagram page, she actually has some really amazing pictures of that, so you can see it up close. But basically what she's done is she's taken why don't you explain what you've done?
I've taken every minifigure as it comes with their little stands, and I've attached them to let me see, I think I have one here. I've attached them to plates and framed them, and the plates that I've used, another little segue. The plates that I have used are not official Lego plates because I've chosen to do them in the colors that the blind bags came in, or that the blind bags were, with the leaflets and all. This was this most simple way for me. So I'm using strictly bricks plates, which actually stack, and they're not base plates, they're actually thicker plates, so that's why they stack. I do find that sometimes the frames that I buy from Michael's craft stores are a little wonky. So sometimes they're a little bit too small, even though they're 10-inch frames. They sometimes don't hold the plates. So I either need to shave down the inside of the frame or just scrap that one and grab a new one. So, but this is pretty affordable for me. I buy these in multiple color packets. And then the stands actually just, I have another one. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I wasn't prepared for that.
That's okay. You're fine. You're fine.
The little stands actually just attach in between studs. If any of you are not aware of this, this is an illegal connection, but it holds and it attaches very, very well.
It works
also
really well. Yeah.
Also with Lego brand plates of any type. So yeah, these just work fantastic. And any plate will attach to any other studded plate. So yeah, this is how I do it. It's not a secret.
Yeah, and then you have, did you talk about the frames? You have the frames from, you get them,
frames I get them from Michael's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're almost
called
perfectly.
a 5x5. Yeah, they're absolutely great. Yeah. And then I just hang them with command strips, picture frame, command 3M command brand picture hangers. That's what they're called. They're like a Velcro type thing, and I don't have to worry about electrical on my wall or getting anything adjusted quite right. It's just easy.
Actually, yeah. So my Lego sign, which is made out of Lego over my head, that's exactly what I use those 3M command strips. So Heather recommended, and they worked fantastic. And they're really nice because they're the Velcro, so you can actually kind of find, because I'm not so good at drilling holes in my wall, and I end up like things are crooked and it's not pretty. So with the 3M stuff, because it's Velcro, you can like fine tune it a little and tweak it to get it just right for leveling, which is really awesome. Now, Lawrence actually had a fantastic question for us. That was, so at some point, you're going to run out of room in your city. What is, there it is. What is the first modular? What's the first thing that's going to go when you're completely out of room? That's a good question. I hadn't thought about that. I don't know.
Well, I still have a whole table that's not developed yet. It's under construction at this point, but as of right now, if I had to remove something, I'd probably put my Winter Village away for the time being. So that would clear up a humongous area for me. So what about you?
So yeah, for me, I've actually run out of room before, and what my solution was always to add another table. But I mean, you're absolutely right. At some point, you'd run out of room. But for me, my priority is the city and the modulars. And so, like, my city has, like, if I pan, so it kind of starts to fizzle out over here. And this is like, this was Ninjago land as we kind of continue to pan. Now it's becoming Harry Potter land, which I have. You can see the makings of my Hogwarts and stuff. And then the same thing on the other side, where it's the beach and Ninjago, and Ninjago land, the new Ninjago land over there. And so for me, I wouldn't take out a modular. What would probably happen is I would take out those areas and just keep going with the city, because again, the modulars are kind of my priority. But I mean, theoretically, and that would, in the way the room is configured now, I mean, I probably have another 20 years. The modulars will outlive me at this point, because I have enough, space. I could probably put another 20 modulars on both, between the two sides if I needed to. But if I were limited on space, and if it was compact, because I have so many of my own creations, I would probably start to cannibalize some of those to make room for the official ones. And probably, so I made, and if you guys follow me, I got tired of waiting for Lego to make a police station modular. So I actually made my own. And so, like, this would probably be the first thing that would be this one. Because it's, I made it, it's fine, but it's like, whatever, I could tear it apart and it wouldn't break my heart. So if I was really pressed for space, I would get rid of my own, and I actually have 3 of my own that I've made. So I have the police station, I have the tuning garage, which I've turned into a modular, which actually I really am happy with. And then of course I have my Moss Eisley modular as well. And so both of those, or all 3 of those, I could get rid of, or I could just put them on a shelf somewhere or do something different. So I don't know. That's what I would do. But it's an interesting question. And hopefully one we won't have to worry about for quite some time.
Right.
All right.
Right. Yes.
And
Cass says there will always be room somehow.
exactly. There will always be room. Yeah. So, and that's actually another interesting point. So, because I was running out of room, because I had so many varied interests, like with the trains in the city and all these different like lands and Ninjago land and all these different things, that's what led me to go to the multiple levels in my layout. Because like Lego trains, they're basically like O gauge, like trains from like model railroading. They're huge and they take up a huge amount of space. And so to have just a loop of track, you lose so much real estate for the buildings and stuff, especially on the curves, because the curves are pretty much wasted. And those are like 1.5 base plates by 3 base plates deep for a return loop, right? And so that's when I decided to elevate things and have the trains on the lower level and then the city up high, because I can hide the return loop and keep going with the city, and you gain so much more real estate. So that's probably like the next evolution. And even as I look forward to the future, I want to go to like even a 3rd floor on my layout. I really want to have like the trains down low, the city, and maybe even a 3rd floor somehow. And I haven't quite figured out exactly how I want to do that, but that's kind of going to probably be the next step for me, is to go even higher. Because I have, if you look, I mean, I have room up above. I have all this dead space, right? So it's like, what do you could put airplanes up there or things like that, but it's a lot of space that's not used for anything. So why not fill it with Lego? And I've seen some great examples. And for example, if you go to Shy Time's site, check out Shy Time's YouTube or his Instagram. Shy Time is my time. And look, his city is actually on shelves. And it's an ingenious idea. And I love how he's done it, because it's a, people say, I don't have room for all this stuff. Well, how am I going to do this? His city's literally on shelves, and the way he has it set up, it looks fantastic. And it's just this multi-layered city, and it just works. And it's like, so go check him out and look at it, because that's a perfect example. If you say you don't have a room to dedicate to Lego, you just have a wall, you can easily fit a whole city in just on a wall layout, and it's fantastic. So
yeah, it shows all the great detail, very open. It's nice. You can just span easily with your eyes. Yeah. It's really a nice touch.
Yeah. So, yeah. Thanks for joining us. I know a few people are signing out now. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys coming. City Fire, thanks for watching. And don't even get me started on Star Wars. Blissbrick Studios says Star Wars. Yeah, the Star Wars is a whole other animal, because those sets are big. They take up a lot of room, and it's just crazy the amount of space. But that's a whole nother thing. Yeah. You're welcome, Shy. Hey, Brick 101, thanks for joining us. Okay, so David Elder says the regular road plates can be purchased from Amazon and Walmart. Plus, there are off brands as well, for sure.
True.
Definitely. So the good news is, if you are still looking for those road plates, you can get them from third-party sellers for the normal price, not paying like scalper prices for now. Right. But I would caution, don't wait too long if you're on the fence with that and you're thinking you might, really want some road plates, because those are going to dry up, because it sounds like, and
it's really hard to tell whether or not, like, are these new road plates, are these like the new way to go? Do I, and does one invest in a bunch of these, and then what if they're a flop? So then you have some that don't finish your roads exactly the way you want them, and then they come up with something else, or they go back to the other ones. I think that we're just all going to be like at the realm of, like, what is Lego going to do? So, we're all there.
Yep. So hi, Stefan. Thanks for joining us. Gary, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. Brick 101's asked, do we have the Mos Eisley Cantina? So I do. Heather, I don't think you do not, right?
No,
Heather's
I don't.
Not as big on the Star Wars.
I'm a Star Wars fan. I just don't have room for it, and it's kind of like you have to make that decision on what we have ships. Some are in my basement. Some are in boxes. My son is kind of going through his dark ages, I believe. But yeah, we have some really fun things too. But yeah, I really enjoy your living through you vicariously with all your Star Wars sets.
And that's that's another whole other topic of conversation. We're just hitting all the topics today. But it does come, like, you need to almost, unless you're like, Bill Gates rich, you need to kind of figure out and kind of focus your, and you live in a giant mansion, because always, like, where do you put all this stuff, right? And how do you buy all of it and things? So you do have to kind of prioritize. And so I know I have, my room's almost full. And so it's like, well, what do I do? Because I have all these new things coming out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want this and I want that and I want it. But I really had to focus my efforts. So I focus on certain Star Wars sets. I don't get all the Star Wars sets. I focus on, city modulars are insta-buys for me, but other stuff is kind of, well, where am I going to put it? What's the purpose for it? So you really have to, you start to get to a point where you start like thinking things out and planning it and saying, what, and then
well, if
it
you're
kind
smart
of,
in thinking it out, yes.
yeah, and it's hard because you do get that fear of missing out, right? You get that like, I don't want to miss out. I really love, because I love what they're putting out. But some of it, you're just like, I don't have any place for it. I'm just gonna have
I've purchased sets that I thought, now why did I build this? Why did I buy this?
Yeah.
Like I built it and now I have no place for it, and
Right.
it was good at the time, and
Yep.
so we
Hey,
all do
Bean
that.
Bricks, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining. Brick 101s, you like the event. Thanks for liking the Avengers Tower behind me over my shoulder. So that's the new one. It's stock. It's the new Avengers Tower. I actually built it on our Tuesday live stream like 2 weeks ago. It's a really cool. I had the original one. I actually have the original one over. It used to be in my Ninjago land just over there. You can see it peeking out. And I really like that. But this new one is head and tails above it. There's really not much I would change to it other than maybe adding another floor or two, which I plan to do at some point, just to give it a little more height. Right now I cheated, and it's actually sitting on top of, I went the wrong way. It's actually sitting on top of like 2 small Lego boxes to give it the extra height so it stands up. And I want to make it even a little bit taller. So I do plan to build like a more of a substantial base to it at some point. And actually, I'll show you the old one. Let me just, because I can grab it real easily because it's just sitting here. But for example, the old one, and this is an example kind of how I do like the facades and whatnot behind. So a lot of these, because I'm limited on space, so this is the old Avengers Tower, right? And so I kind of built a gray like base, but at the part where you don't see it anymore, see how I just built like a chintzy little stand for it out of these giant support structures. So this is a way you can economize on your bricks, right? Because bricks are expensive. And if you're not, as far as I'm concerned, if I'm never going to see it, then like I do stuff like this all the time. My facades are very similar. So like if you look at some of these facades, at the point where they dip below the modulars, most of them are just like ugly, like lime green bricks, and they're not even complete under there. And so it's just, but because it's all about the illusion of what you see, and no one would even know. I just told you guys my secrets. Now you know, and you're like, oh, you're like not, they're not full buildings, but they're not, because to me it's silly to do that when no one's going to see it, right? So there's things you can do to economize. Is kind of my point with all that.
That's a really fantastic idea to just put that behind the scenes, because no one's really going to see it, so it's okay.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So there's things you can do. Yeah.
So Kaz says that her regular city is shrinking and her Ninjago district is, growing with her mocks and different things like that. It's fantastic when that's okay too. Like if you think, I now like Ninjago, and then if you are enticed to buy those and you don't really have a Ninjago city, but you like the sets, just like the sets that I purchased, 10 years ago, I'm starting to build now, and that's fantastic. So you can kind of keep things if they're still interest of you that you have.
So there was a question on how, Pancake said that it's really hard to focus. I know it is. It's because there's so many great sets coming out. I agree. And Brick 101 loves the Hogwarts castle. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been wanting to do kind of obviously not a minifigure size one because it would be the size of this room or bigger, but I wanted to do one. I kind of took the spirit of the micro scale one and fleshed out, because all the different official minifigure sized ones, but to me they're so disjointed, and they could have been better thought out to flow together to make like an actual Hogwarts. So that's kind of my intention behind it, is to take all those official minifigure sized Harry Potter sets and incorporate them into something that's a little more, movie accurate, that looks a little more like the Hogwarts. So that's what I've been doing with that. But there was a question from Simon, is what's the best way to get mint figures for a city?
Now, was it mint figures or is it just like a minifigures? Like maybe that's typo. So
maybe not minifigures.
It might be minifigures. If you're interested in getting minifigures for a city, you can always go to your local Lego store It depends on what type of figures you're looking for. I recommend buying the, this one is not, but this is the closest. They come in like the packs of 3. It's a Build-A-Fig station, which we don't really have an open Build-A-Fig station, but they will build them for you. So if you have that, normally these are like $10 for a basic set. And so $10 for 3 figs is pretty good. If you are interested in the people packs, those are great ways to get new minifigures. Or if you just, buy the blind bags too. Sometimes you get like a goofy costume, so they don't always look perfect in the city, or you'll get like a lot of spacemen and you really wish you had like regular figs. So I like to look for those people packs. I like to look for packs that have maybe 4 or 5 different figs in them, even if they're common, because you can switch them up. Once you have plenty for yourself, you can just create new ones because you have multiple pieces that you can, move around and stuff. So hopefully that helps you.
I'll also mention too, they have been doing those figure packs that come out like typically in the summer wave, where they're like you get like 10 or so minifigures in the box, like the beach one, and they have the people packs, the people packs, the amusement park, things like that. So those are all good ways to get, there's lots of different ways. The collectible minifigures, like Heather says, are good, or those 3 packs that they have at the various stores are good.
They have other different companies, or people are actually coming up with a minifigure like monthlies, so you can kind of find some of those around. And if you're interested in knowing some more, you can message me either here or on Instagram, and I'll be happy to share some of those that I can recommend.
I think we have time for one more question.
Okay.
We should probably wrap things up, but the Go Monster asks if you ever regret that you spend so much on Lego, or regret buying so much. It's a fair question. What do you think?
I mean, I've had a set or two where I thought, wow, what am I going to do with this? I enjoy building the sets. Some of them might be like hidden side sets. I don't really regret buying them. I have them. Some of them I haven't built yet, but when I do build them, then I'm thinking, okay, now what am I going to do with this? Because they're obviously a playable set, and I think maybe that I'll modify them at one point, but they're sitting around collecting some dust. I probably need to box some of them up. I don't really, I don't know. I'm not really like, oh my gosh. Sometimes I keep them sealed. If I buy a set, I can always take it back to a store, return or exchange. So I don't really get to the point where I think, oh, I shouldn't have purchased that, or I can't make my car payment or something like that. So, that's important to make sure that you don't get overboard with the Lego. How about you, Mark?
So it's similar for me. I mean, I've had sets that I've regretted buying. In hindsight, I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have bought that one, but I got caught up in the fear of missing out, right? It's rare that happens. I mean, there's a couple I can think of, off the top of my head that I bought over the years where I was like, oh, well. But even the ones like that are, but like buying, because you can always part them out. So there's always uses you can have for the parts and pieces. So for me, I don't think so. And because the hobby brings me so much joy, because this is my therapy, is this Lego room. And like when I build stuff and do things, that's really how I, relax, after a long, busy day at work or stressful time, I come home and I build, and I de-stress, and there's far more destructive things that you can do out there in your hobby, that are hobbies that are not so, good like this. And, I build with my kids, I'll build with my kids. We'll create things, we do things together. So all around, I think it's just a wonderful hobby. And so, okay, I had one more. Sorry, there was one more question because I didn't want to touch on it that came in at the last minute. It was the last question, but if you have time, there's one more. Was the where do you get all your bricks? And so just real quick, Lego, well, sets obviously, and especially if you can find sets on sale is good, because you can sometimes find sets on sale and break them down for parts. Lego Bricks and Pieces is fantastic if you're looking for specific parts. It's on their website. You just type Lego Bits and Pieces. It's a special section. It's like a subset of the store. That's where they have pretty much like all kinds of pieces. Just beware that it does take a very long time to ship from there. It can take up to like a month or two, depending on where you are. But you can get a lot of different parts from there. And sometimes their price isn't necessarily the best from that. And then the third source for me is Bricklink. livestream.com, which is where I would say I'd get the bulk of my bulk Lego is from there, which is basically like eBay for Lego. It's all Lego sellers selling sets, parts, minifigures, you name it, they have it. And you can find pretty much anything you want there. But again, just be cautious because you don't want to buy from like 15 different sellers on there, because then you're going to pay 15 different shipping charges, and the shipping can add up depending on where you live. So be cognizant of like if the seller's in the US and you're in the US, or if they're in Europe or whatever. So those are the main sources for me, and it's similar for you, right?
I'm a pick a brick wall girl. I like to shop at the Lego store and then say, I need a whole cup of this, I need a whole cup of that. And sometimes I buy brick boxes, like the Lego classic boxes, so that I can get a lot of bulk Lego. And otherwise it's just like Mark said, Bricklink is great. And just parting out some sets. So.
Okay. Well, so thank you guys for watching.
Questions just keep rolling in. Thank you so much for your participation.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. We will be back here for sure, because I think this was really successful, and I think I had a great time. I hope you had fun, Heather.
I had a great time.
We will be back. So I will try to figure out like how we're going to schedule this out. We may alternate between Instagram and YouTube. We'll definitely be doing more here on YouTube for sure. And so
we also do like Tuesday evening, and so Tuesday nights, and then Saturdays work for overseas friends of ours.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
we're kind of thinking maybe about alternating days and weeks of which we do.
So we'll definitely so we'll blast it out on our different social streams. So you guys just keep following here on Instagram, and we'll let you guys know. But thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the wonderful feedback and comments. It's the interactions with you guys and the various Lego fans that make this all worthwhile, and it's just so amazing. The community is what makes it such a great hobby. The bricks are awesome, but it's the community that really makes it shine, because it's so wonderful just to interact and get ideas and share and just have fun. So thank you.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Yep, and we will be back soon. Thank you guys so much. Take care. Bye.